you think it would stop. But from one Palestinian enclave to another Palestinian enclave, the Israelis are ongoing with their operations. In the latest, they have started raiding the occupied West Bank. Now, there's no Hamas in the West Bank. Why are dozens of Palestinians forcibly leaving their homes? Why are the Jenin camp residents outside their homes? In the next story, we tell you what is Israel doing now.
As a fragile ceasefire in Gaza is in place, another Palestinian territory is under Israeli siege. Israel's raids in occupied West Bank's Jenin have entered their third week. UN says Israeli offensive on refugee camps have displaced as many as 5,000 Palestinians since December. 3,000 families are displaced from the Tulkarem camp alone. Dozens of houses are facing blanket bombings in the region.
In Jenin camp, we have noted that the camp is going into a catastrophic direction. You may have seen the statement that we issued. Large parts of the camp were completely destroyed in a series of detonations by the Israeli forces. It is estimated that 100 houses were destroyed or heavily damaged.
On Tuesday, a gunman attacked an Israeli checkpoint in the northern region, wounding 2 Israeli soldiers. Palestinian Health Ministry says that so far, Israel's raids have killed over 70 people. And the death toll is continuing to mount. IDF says it has eliminated over 50 people it categorizes as terrorists in its operation dubbed the Iron Wall. The operation was launched a day after US President Donald Trump declared that he was lifting sanctions on violent Israeli settlers who attacked Palestinian villages. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says this decision will hold whether or not there is a ceasefire in Gaza. Palestinian Foreign Ministry has accused Benjamin Netanyahu of deliberately preserving his coalition at the expense of the occupied West Bank. But for Palestinian civilians, problems are only mounting. 2 major agencies which spearheaded the aid are unable to provide much-needed help in the region. Donald Trump has ordered the closure of USAID, while Washington is pulling the plug from UNRWA.
We had been suffering in the camp for 60 days. We had no water or infrastructure in the camp. For 50 days, the Palestinian Authority besieged the camp, preventing us from going anywhere. Then, weeks later, we were surprised by an Israeli army raid, and they forced us to evacuate our homes.
Experts even say that Donald Trump's return to power as president has bolstered right-wing lawmakers in Israel to increase Israeli settlements in occupied West Bank.
You mentioned in the past you're concerned about Israel being too small geographically. Would you support annexation of parts of the West Bank by Israel?
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. It certainly is a small, it's a small country in terms of land. See this pen, this wonderful pen? My desk is the Middle East. And this pen, the top of the pen, that's Israel. That's not good, right? You know, that's a pretty big difference. I use that as an analogy. It's pretty accurate, actually. It's a pretty small piece of land. And it's amazing that they've been able to do what they've been able to do when you think about it. There's a lot of good, smart brain power, but it is a very small piece of land, no question about it.
While the US president has promised to take control of Gaza, Israel is moving steadily to increase its operation and settlements on Palestinian land that it occupies in the West Bank.